let's just bring on the man himself, Sam from Sinopa Publishing. That's a round of applesauce for him.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Pretty good. About you, man?
Hanging in there. I'm going to take these glasses off because that glare is a bit much.
Oh, sure. Sure. Yeah. So
comics, man. Comics. It's a wild start to the year for comics, isn't it?
It is.
Shout out to Diamond.
I know, right?
Yes, right. You got an officer with a lawyer. Pull the stream over. All right. Oh no, it's because I was making a comment about these children. Okay, I'm a little late behind the comment here. So. Whoa. Perry is just stunned by your beauty, Sam. So. Handsome man.
Well, I guess we better put these back on. I can't see without them anyway.
That's why I'm leaving mine on, dude. I can see fine. I just can't see the chat. I can't see the small print.
Yeah, I can't make that out without the glasses. I got old, man, and my eyes went bad.
That's the only thing worse than getting old is not getting old.
Not getting old, yep. Beats the alternative, doesn't it?
Oh my God, absolutely. Absolutely and fruitly. All right, so I'm going to share the screen with I can share it here. We'll present.
I like the art in the background there, by the way. What's up, baby?
Ooh, original art, right?
This is poster-sized versions of some of the covers. That's the crowdfunding cover for Tibbi and her time-traveling psychedelic mushrooms.
What's up, Tibbi girl? Call me.
Original cover for 47 Furious Tales.
Let me make it big for a second here so people can know.
That one's Reign of Ages issue 2.
Breeze. Oh, here we go. Rain. Okay.
Yep. She got them hips. What's up?
And Tibbi wearing those gloves that never dissipate.
those magic bubbles that frustrate so many people.
Tiny bubbles.
I tell you, it's the only thing that we actually had any, I guess, the best feedback that wasn't like glowing reviews was, why won't the bubbles come off? So for issue 2, we've got a lot of instances where there are no bubbles, but there's a lot of stuff going on in issue 2. We're going to Woodstock in issue 2. That's our next trip. So
Woodstock,
the original Woodstock or 99 Woodstock?
99 was kind of lame. So we're doing 69.
The real Woodstock.
Yeah. So there's naked hippies everywhere.
Oh, nice.
My dad is actually going to be watching this show on replay later, and so he already knows this, but he might have forgotten. He's going to actually be in the comic. My dad was an outlaw biker at the time, and so we're slapping him in on a bike that is kind of like what he used to have. So,
okay.
Yep.
Very cool. Shout out to the pops.
Now, I'll tell you, there's a lot of stuff on the Sinopa store. We make RPG stuff, art prints, comics, and just fun. The digitals on here are nice because with we do a lot of crowdfunding, and so 1, it makes fulfillment easy, and 2, if someone has like a hard drive failure or anything, they don't have to worry about trying to track me down because drive-through holds a list of what you have there, just like Steam does for video games. And so you can always come back and download your stuff again if something happens to your phone or your hard drive.
Very cool.
These are all your products here that I'm looking at?
Yeah, everything in there goes from us. We've got 26 different artists that I work with pretty regularly on different projects. Right now, we've got. Let me put this down so you guys can hear me better. This year, we're going to be releasing our second issue of Tibbi and her time-traveling psychedelic mushrooms. We'll be publishing issue 4 of Necroholic for Brian Lee. Reign of Ages issue 4 and Reign of Ages issue 5. 5 will be towards the end of the year. 47 Furious Tales issue 4, and then we have our very first licensed property that will actually probably going to push to 2026 because we need a little more promotion time for it. But what we did get, I'll show later on, is we got some foil art prints of the cover art for that project, and
we love shiny.
It is shiny. It looks badass. And then of course we've got a nice holochrome print of the cover for Tibbi issue 2, but with the second cover on that's not safe for work. It's more
Ooh.
exposed than the bubble bath one, so we don't want to get you demonetized.
That's a trick.
Yeah, my intention.
Will they do that? Do they actually scan for naked body parts and then just punish you for it?
Well, what I'll do is I'll share it with you, and so you
Mhm.
can be able to see it, and then you can make the decision if you want to show it or not.
Okay.
But I'm not one to like thump my chest or anything, but honestly, I think the not safe for work cover is probably the cover of the year.
Ooh,
I
wow.
mean, and when you see it, you understand why, because it's very artistic,
I
very
gotta tell you,
tastefully done, and honest to God, I'll put it up against. Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it? That's for
this
issue
one's
one,
nice. Yeah,
and
yeah.
of course, we have the same art team for issue 2. Our cover artist is our interior line artist,
Mhm.
Damian Torres. Some of you guys know him from his work on Red Sonja. He's just absolutely amazing. Actually, he's working on 2 pieces for issue 2 over the next couple of days, and then we're gonna send them to Dakota Erhan for colors.
Okay. Because Damien did the cover art, the complete cover art for this cover here. He did the colors
Right,
and everything for
right,
this.
and then
And
the line art on the interior. Yeah.
line out on the interior. Yeah, it looks great. Looks great. I mean, you can see. I know you can see Damien, Marcus, that and Damien too, if you're watching. That Tibby is very thick, and so she's definitely.
Well,
You know my
she's modeled after the lady up the street. She's supposed to look like
hey,
what real women look like.
That's
So
right. That's right.
you know my search terms are thick milk, so I'm all in, baby. Let's go.
So Tibby she's an inspiring social influencer, but she's also a woman with a degree in what is it in I forget what it is, in some kind of science, botany.
botany
Yeah,
and chemistry, botany and
yeah,
chemistry. Yeah,
yeah.
and the world being what it is, her job right now is working in a marijuana dispensary because she hasn't been able to find a job in the lab.
Yes.
So we get to play a lot with like some of the snarky comments from her Instagram page and stuff like that in the book. And there's little Easter eggs scattered throughout, which is fun. We had one of my friends, and she does a lot with Instagram. She got a pretty sizable following. Well, not like
Hmm.
millions or anything, but I think like 30,000 or something like that.
Oh,
And I
sizable.
showed her the panel with the comments on her phone, and she's like, "Jesus, I can relate to this."
Totally. Yeah, yeah. The marketing and all that stuff. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, average clicks. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can relate to that too. Yeah, that's just so real. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a cool, trippy kind of a book because she's working in the dispensary. She's growing cannabis and is growing mushrooms too. And then she
Oh
takes
yeah, the
it
stuff
to
in
the.
her in the room in her house where she's growing her homegrown stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's her house. Okay, that's her house. That's her own personal stash. Man,
Yeah, that's her
my
personal
girl.
stash. Our girl likes to get down a little bit, you know.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Like, well, you
A
should.
whole table of plants growing.
I know, man. It's just like, oh wow, just a little bit of this and a little bit of that, you know. And next thing you know, she's on this trip. I don't want to give too much of it away. And then
Mhm.
there's a nice twist at the end. Now, all 3 of your books have a nice twist on them. All the books that you publish, I should say. And then you edit the last one that I read here. They have a nice a little surprise at the end, which is very cool. I like
Mhm.
that. It's one of the hardest parts is to get something, to get the viewers going one way, and then oh, this thing happened. So it's very cool.
Yeah, we try to make comics fun. We try to have something that you enjoy reading one to the next.
Hmm.
Um, try to avoid like pointless filler, and where we need action, we try to get the action where it makes sense. 47 Furious Tales is a really good example of that. A lot of that's owed to Alexia Veldhausen, particularly for 47, because she's the artist, and she and I work together when we edit through the script to make sure everything flows nicely. She's also the editor on the first 3 books of Reign of Ages and on Tibbi and her time traveling psychedelic mushrooms. So
Mm.
she's absolutely remarkable, worth every penny.
Jen asked, "What are we showing on screen?" This is Drive-through RPG. This is I'm just he's educating me like I'm 12 years old because I don't know role-playing games. Is that what the RPG stands for here?
Right, and
Or
drive-through has drive-through RPG, drive-through comics. They all integrate together.
Mhm.
Um, all, most of our sales volume actually comes through drive-through for digital, like almost all of it. We've got Tibbi is on with Global Comics through the Anarch Press label,
Okay.
and we do a lot more on drive-through under our own label than they're doing on that one right now. But for drive-through, Tibbi's moved between direct sales starting late 2023 when we first fulfilled the Kickstarter and everything on time, yay, and through last year and to where we are now between direct sales and using it for digital fulfillment for other crowdfunding campaigns, we're at about 5,000 copies sold
Wow.
through drive-through, and then about 3,000 copies, a little over 3,000 copies on print that we've sold so far between the Kickstarter campaign, our subsequent second chance campaigns, and then all the conventions we've gone to. Plus, we ship directly to a little over 30 store locations that we've been servicing since the pandemic first broke out, and we just ship boxes to those guys once they tell us how many they want.
Oh, wow. So you are a full service publisher.
Trying, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't quite do the volume we'd like to do.
Mhm.
Um, little peek behind the curtain here in Oz is that we have to crowdfund because when you look at distributing to store locations, retailers, and we put out through like the store locations we have I ship directly to a lot of comic shops directly, but then Adam Watson with Comics Mainstream Distribution also distributes stuff for us through liquor stores out in Oregon, along with marijuana dispensaries, toy stores, gas stations. We're on spinner racks in I think 20 locations in Oregon through them. So that's been really nice. Actually, I just got paid today,
Wow.
and so that's
Nice.
that's always good. It's always good to get paid.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
that's really cool because I know a lot of folks who complain that you have to go to a comic shop to find comics. So it's really cool that you're expanding the places that these things can
Yeah.
be seen. I like that a lot.
I
And
said
here
you
locally in Kentucky, we have comics in a local place here in town that's a retro game store called Retro's the Vault, and then we're actually on spinner rack in a one of the largest tattoo parlors in Cincinnati, and they only thing they sell though is Tibby, and I've got to go restock them this weekend. So they've been really good to us.
Sounds like one of those good problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good thing to have. Now, the one thing that's you'll hear that some people say I'm a little nuts about, we don't reprint floppies with the same cover. So that's one reason when we did the Tibby campaign, I printed. It's actually my largest press run to date. We printed 5,000 copies of the regular cover with the trade dress. We printed 400 version variants and then 50 holochromes, and that's all that will ever be printed of those. And then when we have to print more, I'll call Damien, say, Damien, we need a new cover, and away we go. So when Anarch Press put our book out, I commissioned a new cover, and then we use like a raw line art version of the crowdfunding cover for the foil that Anarch Press put out, which was awesome to have your first book through mainstream distribution have a foil variant. I gotta tell you, that was amazing.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
like that a lot, and I know a lot of collectors like that a lot. They want their book to feel special, and that's
Mhm.
a great way to accomplish that. So very cool.
Thanks,
Speaking
man.
of which, on Reign of Ages, number one here, I got the cover B.
Mhm.
It feels like it's I don't know, is it not velour? It's not velour, but it's like it's a matte finish kind of
All all of all
what
of
do
the
you call
books
it?
that we get, for our main releases, other than our holochromes, they have that satin soft touch finish on them. We do that with
Mm,
all of our crowdfunding books, period.
really?
So
Okay.
we usually have, depending on paper availability, we usually have at least 100-pound cardstock cover. When
Mhm.
we can get it, we go as high as 130.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is it actually does affect shipping
The
costs,
weight. Yeah.
but it's so worth it because like the books themselves like, give you an idea. Let me grab one that is one of my personal ones.
Mhm.
Comic, boom. It stands up by itself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No
Nice.
Marvel comic's gonna do that. I can tell you right
Now,
now.
the release through Anarch Press is not that heavy of a grade, but for all of our crowdfunding covers, we're using that heavy stuff, and then the 80-pound silk finished paper on the interior. Whether it's black and white like Rain or everything else that's color, it's just
Mhm.
beautiful, beautiful books.
Yeah, Rain is black and white, but it's beautifully done, and the like I said, the cover is just gorgeous, and I just wanna
The
give 'em
fun
a rub
part
on.
is the artist on that he's a colorist instructor at the Kubert School, and he really wanted to show people that he could do line art as well.
Nick Capone?
Nick Capone, yeah, and you'll see his name here recently on Vampirella. He's done some colors on Vampirella and
Mhm.
a few other titles as well. In addition to teaching full time, and he also has his own book out called Purity that he puts out through crowdfunding. Just a whole lot of stuff going on with him. Just a tremendous guy. He's actually also coloring our yet undisclosed comic for our first licensed product. So he's done some really amazing stuff for that.
Ooh, very
Mhm.
cool.
And
Uh,
he taught Dakota Erhan, who's the colorist on the interior for Rain.
oh, nice. Okay. Um, who do you use as a publisher, may I ask, for a printer? I'm sorry,
I
for
use
this
Mix.
book?
I use Mixam for everything except for our holochromes. Our holochromes we get through Comics Wellspring because Mixam doesn't offer that service.
Mixam,
Um,
Mixam?
MIXAM.
Maxam, okay,
We've been printing with them since 2018,
okay.
and we have a corporate discount along with them that doesn't depend on us advertising for them. But we print a lot through them. There for a while, they had a feature on their website that showed you just how much you'd spent on printing through them, and they took that down.
What?
Hopefully they'll put it back up. But I remember I was
Mhm.
looking at it and I was like, I can't look at this anymore because the last time I looked at it, we were well over $30,000 in printing that we'd done with them, and now here we are. I guess like 2 years later, and I'd hate to open that tab if it were still available.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
we print a lot.
which is when you're moving product, though, that's a good thing. I mean,
Yeah,
it seems like
the thing too is that we have to print a lot if we're gonna achieve an economy of scale so that we can directly ship to our supporting stores. Because like our supporting stores are usually able to put stuff on the shelf at $5, and they'll buy, like 20 or 30 books at a time or whatever between the different titles that we offer. Now, we are not yet up to, like, a monthly release schedule by any stretch of the imagination, but we should have between 6 and 8 comics out this year.
that's huge for an
Mhm.
indie,
Wow.
publisher.
Yeah, for India, yeah, that's really good, man.
Well,
Yeah.
we're trying, man, we're trying.
Wow. Alright,
Mhm.
and the rain, I mean, who, uh, who comes up with the characters? Are you the main writer? It looks like you're the writer for the first 2 books here of Rain and of
Right.
Tibby.
I write Reign of Ages, I write Tibby and Her Time
Mhm.
Traveling Psychedelic Mushrooms, I write 47 Furious Tales. Brian Lee is the creator of Necroholic, but I don't think I had a number 1 on hand at the time to send to you with that. I'll have to get you one in that when we get restocked. And then also I've got, I'm doing the writer adaptation on the license project, and I have a new series that we're in the pre-production phase, titled One in a Million, and that one is our first superhero title, and
Oh,
that's gonna be something. I think everyone's gonna get a kick out of it.
I like that title.
Mhm. And what else we got? I also write the RPG stuff that you see here in drive through, and of course
Mhm.
you can see the comics in this page too as well. But um, when you look at everything we put out since we opened in 2017, there's a lot, a lot there.
Oh, yeah. If I clicked on some of these with, it take me to the page where, this is sold and there'd be, like, more photos of the posters or books?
Right, it'd be photos of the posters, the books. We've also got like map sets for our D&D adventures in there. They're digital downloads people can print on their own computers.
Okay.
Pardon me, so don't have to wait. Um, their poster sizes are a little bit different. They're on 12 by 18, whereas the ones that I print through Mix'em are 11 by 17. But we've got some gorgeous, gorgeous stuff between our posters and everything else. And then we also end up offering things like our mugs and such through our crowdfunding campaigns. And then our Fund My Comics store, I am currently reworking to update product and to update shipping. But we should have that back up, I think, next week. It
Okay.
was supposed to be up last week, but then we had some family issues, and I've been sidelined in the meantime. But yeah, just really, really fun to see how far we've come since we started. And of course, all of our artists are get contracts for the work that they're doing. They're paid on time in real money, so they don't have to worry about that. And usually our crowdfunding stuff, I'll go ahead and we'll raise money through sales through the course following fulfillment, and then use that money to do the first few pages of whichever project's coming up in that title line. And that way we get ready for the next crowdfunding campaign with as many pages as we can get done. And then people come out and have been fabulous for supporting us.
Nice. Very cool. I tell you, I loved all the books that you sent me, but I think I may have, I don't know, just a skosh bit more liked the the Necroholic, only because she's such a train wreck, and
you did? Okay, I didn't remember if I sent you one or not. Yeah, Necroholic by Brian Lee.
Yeah, you sent me number one of Necroholic. It's a very nice virgin cover here.
Very nice.
And each issue also has its own cocktail recipe in it.
Yes, that is so cool.
Yep. I would be really careful with the Wake the Dead shooter. There's a lot of tequila in there.
It right up my alley.
It will hurt you if you're not careful. I mean, that one was tough, man. That one was tough.
Yeah.
I have a funny story for that though. When we went to print issue 3, right? I sent it we'd gone through editorial twice on the book. Brian had gone through it. I'd gone through it. We made our correction, gone through it again. Didn't see any problems. We send it to our printer, right? And I get a message from the print shop the next day. And it's from not from the print shop, from the rep, right? And it's like, hey, the guys in the print shop found a problem in the book. I'm like, really? What's going on? They're like, there's some text missing. I'm like, there's some text missing? Where? It says it's in the cocktail recipe. What the hell? And come to find out what was going on is the guys in the print shop, when Necroholic would come in, they would try the cocktail recipes. Well, when issue 3 came in, we had 2 lines that, for whatever reason, weren't on the right layer, and they didn't come through. So I had to send them back to Brian, get him to correct that, and then re-up it. We would have never caught it if the guys in the print shop weren't drinking whatever was in
there. Very cool.
So hats off
drinking
to the guys.
pays.
Yeah.
Hats off to the guys who were drinking the cocktails in Necroholic. Please, for the love of God, be careful, because some of these are terribly strong.
That's an ounce of silver tequila and an ounce of Patron XO Cafe and a half ounce of espresso.
Yep.
Add ice, tequila and espresso, the mixing glass, shake well, strain into a shot glass, and enjoy.
Yep.
Sounds good to me. What's wrong with that?
Well, the first one was real easy. The second one was real easy. After the third, I don't remember a whole lot.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend more than 2 of those.
No, yeah. Don't get into a drinking contest with the artist who's 20 years younger than you.
Oh no, don't do that. Yeah. And this is the continued story page for the last page of the book. Love that. Love
is
that.
the next cocktail to be featured.
Yes, man. I love this.
Very cool.
Black paper and everything. Very, very cool. And there she is, like, no, ma'am, you've been cut off. You can't have any more. This is it.
Brian Lee, the creator of Necroholic, I've actually known him since he was 10 years old, back in 1999, right? And because he would come into my comic shop that I used to own at the time. And I'm friends with his brother, his dad, his mom. They're really like family to me. And he wanted to get the book out, and I other than that book, I've only ever published my own work. So he's really the canary in the coal mine as we work to get stuff out. Now the challenge with Necroholic is because of the content. There are a lot of stores that won't put it on the shelf because of the cocktail recipe, right?
Really?
Yeah, that has been a real
Really?
problem, particularly in Tennessee. We haven't been able to get any of the stores we normally supply in Tennessee to carry it on the shelves.
Is it a dry state? What's up with that?
I don't know, but they won't carry it, and they've told me specifically it's because of the cocktail recipe. And I'm like, well, we can't pull the cocktail recipe out of the book. That's just not something we can do.
My guess is that they think that comics are for kids, and this is a alcoholic cocktail in a comic book. Therefore, I don't want to encourage kids to read. It's kind of backwards thinking.
Well, this one really isn't meant for kids
could be wrong.
anyway. But then again, neither is Rain and neither is Tibbi.
Of course.
47 is probably safe for teenagers, and then 1 in a Million is targeted as an all age demographic. But it's yeah, Phil, they're a little uptight.
Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they're good guys, but is what it is.
Yeah.
The
Well, they're just bending the pressure from other people, I'm sure.
yeah. But I'll tell you, the thing about publishing Necroholic is that I get to read the book before anyone other than Brian and his dad, right? And so every time I get that in, it's like, oh yeah. Now I've actually been blessed to be able to read the entire series outline. It's outlined for 24 issues.
Wow.
So yeah, a lot of work from Brian going into this. So I'm really looking forward to issue 4. If his schedule were a little less intense, we'd probably get 2, maybe 3 issues out a year. But right now we're churning about 1 a year. And hopefully by the time we get to 6, things will calm down enough to where we can get to 2 or 3.
Okay.
But as you've seen from the artwork in Necroholic, it's one of those things where it's just gorgeous. Actually, you know what? I'm sitting here, we're talking about the art, and I could be showing it. Let me go grab Necroholic by Brian Lee, issue 1. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and let me find.
And while he's looking that up, guys, links are in the chat, both for the Sinopa Publishing Instagram, if you guys want to plug in on that, as well as the drivethrurpg.com website. Links are in the chat, guys. Plug into that. Not that one. That was an accident. Link is in the chat.
Okay, here we go.
So plug in on this and go ahead and create your account, guys. Get plugged in. Let's support indie comics.
Yep.
No, I just did. I just signed up.
There we go.
Nice. Nice.
So the art on this is incredible.
Wow.
It's consistent, which is something that unfortunately we don't see in a lot of titles anymore. But it's always to the same standard. And he just puts a lot of care and attention into this.
Wow, that looks great.
And sometimes it's one of those things where, he could draw the pages, in a day and get it knocked out in a month, right? But it wouldn't be to the same high quality. So we can be quick or we can be good. And so we're going to be good and make sure that every issue just really, really strikes everyone. I don't know how well that's going to show up for you guys, but
good
looks great to me.
I know, right?
There we go.
It looks good. Yeah.
And then let me share something else with you real quick. We'll see if you want to share this one with
yeah.
And Willie's and shout out to Willie Survive who snuck in. What title was that you just shared? He's asking.
It's Necroholic, issue 1
okay.
by Brian Lee. Issues 1 through 3 are available in digital format on DriveThru, but they are also available in print copy directly to the artists themselves. Because what we do is we print, and then Brian sells them in conjunction with the website Vampire Freaks, and so he gets an incredible return on this. This is the censored for social media. Censored for social media. NSFW cover for Tibbi and her time traveling psychedelic mushrooms issue 2.
I'm in love.
It is, like I said, when you pull the Sinopa foxes off of it, the level of detail is pretty remarkable. To give you an idea.
See, for anybody wondering, I like my women with legs and hips like that. That's how I like it.
And of course, we also have our prints that we made available for it, but these are uncensored. So,
oh, hello.
But like I said, this is, I think, probably the best looking cover you're going to see in 2025.
No argument.
I mean,
I am a huge fan of this cover. I want it, actually. I want this. I need this.
And we should be on Kickstarter in March. Or maybe late February. It kind of depends, but we're going to get some more.
That's right.
Comics. That's right.
The children's at home.
Yeah, issue 1, of course, took us back to dinosaurs. Issue 2 for Tibbi takes us to 1969 to Woodstock. And then issue 3 is taking us to Victorian England, and we're bouncing around in different epochs. And then each
I'm a sucker for period pieces.
Fully contained story. So you don't have to worry about say, hey, we got this, but I need this to finish it. No, everything's in one book. Every story's in one book. So it makes the book a little thick, which I think Lorenzo can attest to on that one. It's got a little heft to it.
Yes.
But
as a book should.
As a book should, yeah. We are definitely. Let me go ahead and kill that before we alarm the censor.
Warning.
Before I get too excited, I was loving her.
And this one is the safe. I guess we can call it safe for work. The safe for work version, which Damien went ahead and just made her really high.
I do love those redheads.
That's at Woodstock.
This is at Woodstock.
Okay.
Yeah. And since we are not licensed through any of the artists there, we aren't naming any of the artists, and this is definitely not Hendrix back here. So
Oh no.
I'm still in that, Willie. I love that.
That Tylenol is strong, yeah. Willie, man, I'm gonna tell you something. You should read issue 1, and you'll be in for a real treat. Although the bubbles will make you mad.
Those bubbles just wouldn't go away.
They wouldn't go away. But now here's the thing that we're doing for that. The crowdfunding copy for issue 2 is going to have 4 extra pages in it over the main distribution version, and it's getting 4 NSFW splash pages. And so actually Damien earlier today was starting on the one where she's in the shower. So it's they're done just like the cover is, very tastefully done, but beautiful and definitely something you enjoy to look at. Really looking forward to seeing how people continue to enjoy Tibbi, because issue 1 got really good response. We started our fulfillment right before I went to 2023 NYCC, and then because our print run was running a little late because it was huge. 5,000 copies takes a while to run.
Yeah.
And then ship. I think it's probably the shipping more than anything, because we had it split between going to Pennsylvania to Brian's place where he and I were commuting across to NYCC, and then the load that came here for me, and my buddies brought it in and put it up for me when it got here. But it was something, man. It was really something to see how people responded to it. And then the Anarch press release, the pre-order was okay. We did I think 1,500 in pre-orders, but we're still getting information on the reorders, so I should have the reorder total by the end of the month. But
cool.
definitely something that people latched on to, and I'm really enjoying putting it out.
Yes, a lot of people have to latch on to Tibbi.
I know, right?
Tibbi's a hottie. I'm a fan.
And Reign of Ages too. Reign's a real hot one too. People really enjoy her. But that's got that kind of dark fantasy with a little bit of comedy, kind of heavy metal meets ElfQuest vibe to it,
Yeah. Reign had a twist I didn't see coming either. At the whoa, what's going to happen here? Like this elfin, like a group of people, and I don't want to give too much of it away, but yeah, it's a war going on, and and what happens at the end is it's pretty. There's so many possibilities, that could happen. Yeah.
we continued that adventure in issue 2 and issue 3.
Mhm.
Issue 4 and 5 will wrap up that first arc, and then starting with issue 6, we'll use the same full episodic release that we do like for Tibby. So everything for a story will be in one. And issue 6 on Reign of Ages will
Do that
be
too.
the comic books story version of our best-selling D&D adventure, which is Death Comes to Glenfollow. Reign of Ages is actually set in the campaign world for those adventures. So being the owner of that setting, we get to play in my own sandbox to our heart's content. Tibby's co-owned, Tibby, pardon me, but Reign of Ages is actually co-owned by myself and Nick Capone. We jointly developed that.
Mhm.
And we just play in my sandbox. I write, he draws. We produce some really beautiful stuff, and we've got some great folks. Nick is actually going to be doing all of the cover art for the main distribution through the direct market, and so we'll see some new original covers for him after we fulfill issue 5, because we'll
Mhm.
put those out after that so that everyone can get those in their local comic shops, assuming, of course, that there are still local comic shops.
Oh God, please let there be.
I
I
hope so, man. I love comic shops.
Me too. I think there will be. I think we'll get through this. I mean, we've
I'm
gotten
doing
through
my best to support
before.
mine. I'll tell you
I
that.
tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we know the big guys are going to survive. We're just worried about the smaller publishers and creators.
Well, I mean,
And the comic shop.
I'm still calling every small shop I can get a number for, because if they need some books to sell, so long as we've got, you know, so long as I can make at least $5 net on a box of books, I'm fine. And
Mm.
so that usually, 30 copies out, shipped out to them between 4 different title lines, and let them test it with their local markets. And the good results usually abound. Um, really happy with how people have been taking that up.
Okay. All right, Sam. Before we let you go, I know you've had such, I mean, in my estimation, great success doing the publishing and the writing and all
Right.
that, and you moved more books than I've ever moved in my life as the indie publisher, quote unquote publisher. And I noticed that you did have a failed Kickstarter
We've
for
had five
five.
failed
Okay,
Kickstarters,
I just noticed that
and
one. Yeah.
yeah, no, we've had five failed Kickstarters.
Hmm.
Um, because as weird as it is to say, well, actually, maybe more than 5. 47 Furious Tales, the first time we tried to launch on issue 1, issue 2, and issue 3, those first campaigns failed. Second one succeeded. We did a spur of the moment kind of camp. Yeah, actually, it has been. It's been 7 actually that failed. Now I think about it. We did a Kickstarter for this thing that Kickstarter wanted to do about unusual use of their platform. And so we came up, and it was kind of this thing where they let everyone know, like in, I think it was August or late July, that in September they were going to do it. So you didn't really have a lot of time to plan. So I put together some stuff for a new role playing game, and we did the Broken RPG Kickstarter, and we came nowhere near funding.
Wow.
And then we had Reign of Ages, issue 4 failed to fund on the first time, but that was right before the election. Everyone's crowdfunding was down. So I'm not too worried about that. We're going to relaunch that here in a few weeks. And then we had a campaign we did as a collaboration between all of the artists involved who I hire with Sinopa. Everyone had their own little 8-page story. We're putting it together in one book. It was going to come out like 80 pages or something like that between all the ones who were participating. And we didn't succeed on that one, unfortunately. But we've had 21, 22 successful Kickstarter campaigns, 2 successful Indiegogos, 1 successful crowdfunder, a couple successful Fund My Comic, small campaigns, bigger campaigns, but none of our campaigns have been like huge.
Mhm.
You'd be amazed what we can do with a small amount of cash. Whether it's $4,000, $6,000, or Tibby that did a little over 9,000. We've been able to put books in everyone's hands. All of our backers get their stuff, and you've seen the quality that we put the books out in. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, my question was going to be like, how do you bounce back from a failed campaign? I've never done a campaign myself, and how do you view Indiegogo versus Kickstarter.
It's just like fighting in the ring, right? If you lose, you got to get back in there, train up, and get back in it. So with crowdfunder and Kickstarter and Indiegogo and all of this, if we have a failed campaign, okay, take a look at what went wrong. Actually analyze it. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the person who builds the campaign's fault. So it's mine. So, you have to recognize when you made a mistake and address that. Now sometimes it's just people aren't interested. And the big book that we were doing with everyone contributing, that was a good example of people just not being interested. But usually it comes down to promotion, which is why particularly for like our first license project, reaching out to every channel I can get a hold of people on, because we're going to be doing like pre-recorded interviews and such for everyone so that we can launch, and then everyone put their video out on their channels, and then everyone's audiences can take advantage of like those early bird specials, save themselves some money, get a hold of a good book. And I think that taking the time and then really, really pursuing your promotion is going to be key. That, and I'm changing tactics a little bit. I have been doing this since 2017, and I have never once used an email campaign. Never once. And I know people are like, well, holy crap, you must have a huge social media following. No, we have like 1,600 people following us on Twitter, and that's the biggest following we have. I think we've got like 500 people following us on Instagram or something like that. It's just that, as weird as it is to say, the folks who back our books come back and get more books. And whether it's from just that they like to support me, or they like that, we do our fulfillment right, or that, they enjoy the wild ass ideas I come up with. It's been tremendous to see, that number of people grow over the years. Because my first campaign in 2017 didn't hit $1,000, and we've fulfilled that despite our printer at the time we actually had to get the book printed 3 times from them, because the first time they sent us the wrong books. They sent us someone else's books. So we had literally, and it was a D&D adventure that we did, and the books we got were a romance novel. So we had to ship it back to them.
Oh God.
Had to ship it back to them. And
which printer was that, may I ask? Just curious. Which printer sent you the wrong books?
They're not in business anymore.
Oh,
okay. The funny part is, I don't know if you bought them or not, but I don't print with them anymore.
Yeah.
But the second time we got it, they sent us our books and the covers were upside down. So we sent those back. And then the third time was the charm. They got it right. They used to only send us half of our books, and we had to wait for the second shipment. But I got fulfillment done, and then we got half of our books and went to the very first convention I could go as a vendor, and sold all those and felt like a big dude.
It was a big deal. Oh, wow, man.
I mean, it wasn't really a whole lot of books. It was like 100 something books, but we sold them.
Hey, so. You go in, with arms full, and you leave with empty arms. It was a good day, unless you got robbed.
Yeah,
so that's I call that a success. Especially early in your career.
Oh yeah. One of the things too is, I told you earlier, we put all of our guys on contracts, and the contracts I have with artists all have a clause in there that I have discretion to pay out bonuses if the title performs right. So my Kickstarter campaigns, my crowdfunding, they're not made to fully fund the books and the printing and everything. They usually are there because, like I said, we sell stuff, we get as much done as we can ahead of time, and then we get our campaign done, and that will finish the rest of the stuff we need for art, our printing, for the books that we're going to ship, and then our shipping, right? And then the rest of the stuff has been paid from previous sales, and we print as much as we can so that we can sell that stuff to make more money for the next one. But Tibbi, as a good example, we actually broke even got our return on that faster than we had on any other title, which is saying something because 47 Furious Tales sells like crazy. But Tibbi even outpaced that. And so when that happened, took and went into drive-through, and there's a really cool feature in there where you can assign royalties to contributors on books. And so every time someone buys a digital copy of Tibbi from drive-through, a portion of those proceeds goes to Damian Torres, to Dakota Erhan, to Alexia Veldhausen, who did the editing, to Taylor Esposito, who did the lettering, and to James Lee, who did the title card. So every one of those sales adds a few nickels or dimes into their accounts as well. Which is, I think, one of the reasons, if you take good care of your artists, you usually don't have too much trouble getting them to come work for you. Because, by and large, I've been working with the same talented pool of people, most of whom have been there since 2017.
Awesome.
Wow. That is very awesome. Yeah.
So take care of your people, and they'll take care of you.
There it is, right there. All
now,
right.
I promised to show you guys something.
All right.
Not a lot of people have seen this. Now, we can't disclose the license on this yet because it hasn't been announced. But this is the holochrome, the foil version, the holochrome isn't here yet, of the cover art by Damian Torres.
Wow.
And we'll have,
smoking.
To give you an idea why we did that, is that we also did some test prints for metal covers. So we did the line art.
Yeah.
In plain black and white. We did the full color test print in silver. And these are the actual metal covers. These are aluminum sheets that are adhered to the front on them.
Wow.
And then we did which one's which? We did the gold variant.
Ooh, shiny.
And then the rose gold copper.
You got multiple metal covers.
So we're looking at doing either the metal covers when this is ready to launch, or we may just do a holochrome variant. I'm having holochromes test printed from Comics Wellspring. So we'll see which one actually goes. Yeah, Phil, man. I'll tell you, this is the first metals we've ever done. The folks that we got these from were an absolute joy. If you are looking for a resource for getting metal covers done, we get them through Ready Comics, and they are here in the United States. So you get, keep it close to home. All of our printing is in the U.S. or in Canada, and that's just depending on paper supply, stock availability, and the current printing schedule. But most of our stuff is actually done here in the United States.
Yeah, I've worked with Comic Wellspring before. They do great work.
They do, yeah. All of the holochrome stuff that we do comes from Comics Wellspring. Nice. I mean, mix them. Since I'm printing in offset volumes, we get a pretty good price point on that. So you print 2,000-3,000 books, and depending on your page count, whatever, you're now around $1. But back before inflation drove everything crazy, you could get 3,000 books at like 70 cents a piece, and I mean that made for a huge thing.
For real?
Yeah. I mean, but like when we did Tibbi, the 5,000 copies we got, I think, for 84 cents a piece.
So the volume discount is real. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. Economy of scale is real. But now the thing is you have to be able to store that kind of material. Yeah. And so, like, I have this little home office that was a bedroom for like a week when I first moved in here, and it's been my home office ever since. And we've got probably 7,000 comics. Maybe 6,000 comics and merchandise right now. We got a couple of titles we need to get new covers made and order new press runs.
Wow. Well, you're getting it done, man. So
trying, man.
You are, you're doing it. You're doing it. That's
very cool.
That's very
Mhm.
cool. So Sinopa Publishing, man, I'm glad we finally got you on here, and I
Yeah,
had no idea.
I love being here, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm sorry if I talk too much, everybody.
Oh,
I'm
oh
just
no, we
No, yeah, that's what you're here for. And I
cool.
wanted to say before you get out of here, man, on that next
Mhm.
Kickstarter, come back and see us. Come see me on
Yeah.
Tuesday night for FOC and Chill. I'll be happy to push that, man, because it's very cool. So
Cool. And yeah,
definitely let us know.
make sure you message me so I have that address and we'll get you that package in the mail.
Very
Okay.
cool. Thank you so
Sound
much,
good?
man.
Awesome. Thanks
Okay.
for stopping by, Sam. Man, we really
And
appreciate you.
Lorenzo, I really hope that you enjoyed the books. And if not, give it to us straight and just hammer us on the review. We love to see that. Any
Hey,
constructive criticism is good criticism.
I did love the books, man. All 3 of them, man. You're doing a great
Outstanding.
job.
All right. Well, guys, I love the show. Keep on watching. And for everyone out there, if you get a chance, check us out on Drive-Thru, or you can also find us on Kickstarter. If you follow me on Kickstarter, it's probably the easiest way to get the cool stuff because again, our Kickstarter covers are stuff you're only going to get on Kickstarter, or if you happen to find me at a convention.
Mm,
So,
okay. Well, I'm thinking I'm following you on Instagram now, so we will definitely be in touch.
sweet. All right, guys, have a good one.
Take care, my friend. Be good. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.